Power begins in the mind. Power does not begin with crowns, armies, or money. It begins in the mind. A weak mind will sabotage the strongest body, but a disciplined mind can bend entire nations to its will. Machiavelli understood this. He never trusted emotions. To him, anger, fear, or even love were weapons, useful against others, but deadly if allowed to rule oneself. Most people are prisoners of their own feelings. They lash out in anger, freeze in fear, or lose control in desire. And because of that, they are predictable. They are puppets. A master, however, cuts those strings. He trains himself to rule his emotions instead of being ruled by them. The world doesn't reward effort. It doesn't care how hard you try or how noble you are. The world rewards clarity, the ability to see reality exactly as it is, cold, unforgiving, but full of hidden opportunities. And those opportunities belong to the bold, the ones ruthless enough to seize them. This journey is not about motivation. Motivation is for the herd. They need hype, encouragement, and comfort. But you are here for something else. You are here to become untouchable. To reach that state, you must master 3 things. Harden your thoughts so no attack can shake you. Sharpen your judgment so no trick can deceive you. Control yourself so completely that no one else ever can. Most will never succeed. They are too soft, too desperate to be liked, too hungry for validation. They live their entire lives as prisoners who don't even see the bars around them. They constantly ask, do they like me? Do they approve of me? Do they talk about me? That need for approval is the first invisible chain. Machiavelli would tell you to break it immediately, because the one who craves validation is predictable, and the predictable man is easy to control. Look around you. Most people move like slaves to public opinion. Every action they take is dictated by their fear of disapproval. They chase likes, follows, and applause. They shape their lives around the expectations of others. And without even realizing it, they give away their freedom. Approval is not power. It is a leash. And whoever holds it owns you. Machiavelli taught that a prince must rule himself before he rules others. That means cutting off every attachment that weakens your judgment. Stop craving validation. Stop letting people's opinions dictate your mood. The moment you stop asking permission to think, you become dangerous. Ask yourself, do you speak what you truly believe? Or do you say what others want to hear? Do you choose your own path? Or do you wait for applause before you move? Every hesitation is a chain. Every compromise is another shackle. And the only way to destroy them is to stop caring whether people approve or not. When you do this, people feel it. They sense that you cannot be bribed with compliments, and you cannot be controlled by shame. They may not like you, but that is the point. Machiavelli warned, it is safer to be feared than loved. Why? Because love is fragile. It is given freely, and it is taken back just as easily. But fear is rooted in respect, and respect lasts. When you stop chasing affection, you begin commanding respect without asking. Breaking your mental chains is not about recklessness. It's about strength. The opinions of others should be like wind. You may feel it, but it never moves you. And when you reach this state, the truth will become clear. You'll see how easily others are manipulated by their hunger for approval. You'll see colleagues begging for recognition, leaders trembling at criticism, and friends twisting themselves to fit in. And while they remain chained, you will rise untouchable. Think like a predator. Most people live like prey. Their first thought in every decision is, what if I fail? What if they judge me? What if I lose? That is the voice of prey. A mind conditioned to react, never to act. Always waiting, always hesitating. Machiavelli despised this mentality because it makes you weak. It leaves you vulnerable to anyone bold enough to move first. Prey waits for permission. Prey freezes when the moment comes. And in that hesitation, predators strike. A predator's mind is different. It does not ask, "What if I fail?" It asks, "Where is the weakness? What can I take? How can I move before anyone else even notices the opening?" This doesn't mean recklessness. A predator does not rush blindly into danger. It means strategy. It means moving with precision, not panic. The predator studies the field long before the strike. It notices patterns others miss because they are too busy worrying about themselves. And when the moment arrives, it moves without hesitation. This mentality applies everywhere: business, politics, relationships, life itself. Most people hesitate. They overthink. They wait for someone else to act first. And by the time they finally react, the opportunity is gone. Machiavelli advised rulers, when fortune opens a door, do not stand outside debating whether you deserve to enter. Step through, decisively, boldly, but with calculation. A predator is calm. It does not chase. It stalks. It does not beg. It takes. It does not explain. It acts. If you want to think like a predator, you must train your mind to abandon hesitation. Stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What happens if I never try?" Because that is the true danger, not failure, but the regret of letting someone weaker take what could have been yours. But here lies the difference between the herd and the predator: discipline. A predator does not lash out in anger or desperation. That is prey behavior. A predator waits, calculates, and strikes when the moment is perfect. Machiavelli wrote that fortune favors the bold, but boldness without calculation is suicide. That is why you must move forward while others freeze, but never recklessly. Do not attack every target. Strike only when the reward strengthens your position. Do not chase every opportunity. Seize only the ones that advance your strategy. When you begin thinking this way, people will feel it. They'll notice you no longer hesitate like they do. While they tremble at risk, you act with clarity. While they ask for permission, you give yourself authority. This creates invisible power. Others start to follow your lead. Not because you asked, not because you demanded, but because they sense that you move with purpose while they remain paralyzed. And here's the most important lesson. Predators don't explain. They don't announce their moves. They don't broadcast their ambition. They simply act, and the world adjusts around them. If you want to become mentally dangerous, stop waiting for green lights from others. You are the green light. Give yourself permission. No one else will. Machiavelli's prince understood that hesitation is death. So must you. Kill the prey inside you. Replace fear with strategy, hesitation with movement, excuses with results. When you master this mindset, the world stops looking like a threat. Instead, it becomes an open field, full of opportunities waiting for you to claim. Master the art of disguise. Visible strength can be broken. Hidden strength cannot. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. A prince who shows all his intentions invites resistance. A warrior who displays all his weapons gives his enemies time to prepare. Real power hides in plain sight. Calm, quiet, underestimated. Most people make a fatal mistake. They broadcast their emotions, their plans, their ambitions. They want credit for every move they make. They think admiration will protect them. But all they are really doing is giving the world a map of their weaknesses. If you want to become unbreakable, you must learn the art of disguise. Psychological disguise. It means no one ever truly knows what you're thinking, what you're feeling, or what you're planning. You appear calm when you're furious, confident when you're uncertain, indifferent when you're deeply interested. When people cannot read you, they cannot control you. Think of the power in this. When others are angry, they explode. Everyone sees their weakness. When you are angry, you show nothing. When others are excited, they reveal their desires and can be manipulated. When you are excited, you act as if nothing matters. That unpredictability terrifies people. Machiavelli advised rulers to appear virtuous in public while secretly acting in their own interest. You can apply the same rule to your mind. Appear open, agreeable, harmless, even naive. Meanwhile, calculate every angle. People relax around someone they think they understand. They lower their guard. They reveal information. By the time they realize you are not what they thought, it's already too late. This is not about lying. It is about control. You choose what people see. You choose what emotions you reveal. Every reaction becomes a conscious decision, not an involuntary leak. You can laugh while you're planning, nod while you disagree, show interest while feeling nothing. The more disciplined your disguise, the more people underestimate you. And underestimation is one of the greatest advantages in life. Machiavelli would say, "It's far easier to defeat an opponent who doesn't take you seriously. Disguise also protects you from attack. When no one knows what offends you, they cannot provoke you. When no one knows what you love, they cannot bribe you. When no one knows your fears, they cannot threaten you. A concealed mind is a fortress without doors." Practice this in every interaction. When asked about your plans, answer without answering. When someone tries to anger you, respond with silence. When someone flatters you, accept it calmly, but reveal nothing inside. Each time you do this, you weaken their grip on you. Eventually, people stop trying to control you because they can't figure out where to push. You become a mystery, and mystery breeds respect. Machiavelli knew that uncertainty itself is power. People fear what they cannot predict. They hesitate around what they cannot read. Your goal is simple. Be easy to meet, impossible to understand. Let your emotions serve you in private, but never expose them in public. Let your ambitions guide you in silence, not as a banner to wave. By the time anyone realizes what you're building, it is already finished and untouchable. To master disguise is not to be fake. It is to be sovereign over your own mind. And a mind no one can read is a mind no one can chain. Rule without a crown. Real power is not a throne, a crown, or a title on your chest. Real power is invisible. It's the ability to bend events and people to your will without them even realizing your hand is on the board. Machiavelli knew this well. The most dangerous prince is the one who doesn't look like a prince at all. Most people chase visible power, status, fame, recognition. They want everyone to see them winning. But the moment you crave visible power, you hand others the weapon to destroy you. Their approval. They can give it. They can take it away. They can twist it into criticism or scandal. Visible power is fragile. Invisible power is different. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need permission. It doesn't need to be displayed. It's influence without explanation, control without announcement, leadership without begging for recognition. This is true mastery, ruling without a crown. To build this kind of power, two things are required. 1. Total control over yourself. 2. Leverage over others. Leverage doesn't only mean money or position. Information is leverage. Trust is leverage. Even the simple belief that you stay calm under pressure is leverage. People will look to you when they panic, and the one who remains steady becomes the center of gravity. A man who doesn't crave approval, who hides his intentions, who acts with precision, becomes a natural leader. People orbit him without even knowing why. Machiavelli warned rulers never to rely on affection, because affection shifts like the wind. Instead, build a reputation for strength, decisiveness, and control. When people respect your mind more than they like your personality, you gain something far harder to lose: authority. And authority doesn't need to be shouted. A ruler who demands respect has already lost it. True respect is silent. It radiates. It makes people follow without being told. This is how you rule without a crown. In meetings, you are the one who listens longest, speaks last, and strikes with clarity. In friendships, you are the one who stays calm while everyone else panics. In life, you are the one who creates opportunities while others wait for them. But remember this: the louder you announce your victories, the weaker they become. The more you demand recognition, the more you prove you need it. Machiavelli would tell you, let others believe they decided things themselves, and you will never face rebellion. When you master this mentality, you stop chasing attention. You stop begging for influence. You stop needing recognition. People simply give it to you, quietly, naturally, inevitably. This is what it means to be untouchable, not loud, not desperate, not frantic, but calm, strategic, unyielding. You do not react to the world. You shape it. You do not beg for respect. You command it in silence. You do not need a crown, because true power doesn't need to be seen to be real. So remember, break your mental chains. Stop being a prisoner of opinions. Think like a predator. Replace hesitation with movement. Master disguise. Let no one read your emotions or intentions. Rule without a crown. Build invisible power that no one can take away. Machiavelli would tell you this: rulers are not chosen. They emerge. They rise because they do what others refuse to do. Their minds cannot be bent. Their wills cannot be broken. And their strategies strike before anyone even sees them coming. This is your call, not just to survive, but to dominate, not just to win, but to become inevitable. Stay ruthless, stay focused, stay untouchable, because the world doesn't need another victim. It needs a ruler. And if you've stayed until now, you've proven you're not like most people. Most clicked away because the truth made them uncomfortable. But you're still here, which means you're ready. So, act. Build the mind that cannot be broken. Build the will that cannot be swayed. Build the presence that commands respect without ever asking for it. Power is not given, it is taken, and it begins with you.